I've bought this before on Snap multiple times, but let me tell you, today it was ineligible. It was ineligible for Snap. So these inexpensive items that people rely on just to keep food in the house, or lunches for your kids, or lunches for you to take to work, they're going to stop you from doing it.
Crazy freaking lady. It's insane. This is literally insane. You're telling me that it is my responsibility to make sure that your children are fed? That it is all of our responsibilities to make sure that you keep a roof over your head, that you are able to afford your life? Now, she genuinely believes that it is our job to fund her life. And to be fair, it has been our job, but it shouldn't be. But that's why this has become what she's accustomed to. And all of this that you're gonna see today is so incredibly ironic, especially coming on the heels of the No Kings protest. And there have been a few, iterations of the No Kings protest, but there was a big, nationwide No Kings thing that happened a couple of weeks ago. They were out in the streets. They were raging against the machine. Screw Donald Trump, screw the government. And this week, they are back in the streets raging for the machine, begging the machine to come out and bail them out.
Every family, every meal, food is justice, food is real.
People, maybe if you spent less time protesting in the streets, you could afford your groceries. Maybe if you spent less time protesting and making your little signs and screaming about Trump, you would have the time to go get a job, or maybe make a budget to prepare for the fact that your SNAP benefits might be cut off on November 1st.
Okay, just edit faceless here. Today, November 14, 2025, and I'm gonna say something. I don't hate Brat Cooper because I think that, that might sound like this is what it is. My problem with her is I think she's very intelligent, but she just knows, like a lot of people on the right, to just push those buttons. To just use a certain sort of privilege, not white privilege, but a certain sort of privilege to just push her thing. But she knows that stuff is wrong, because I literally saw 2 of her videos this morning where she's talking about how Trump called American people talentless, and the other one where she is actually even saying that, she can understand why people voted for Zoran. So to me, if you have common sense like this, how come you cannot have a heart for people who cannot afford food, who just go to work hard? Again, I keep saying this. American people are pretty much the only people who have like 2, 3, 4 jobs and still are struggling to find houses, sleep in cars, pay their bills, be home with their kids, all of these things. So this is not a hate. Let's go hate Brat Cooper. But if she ever listens to this, be human. You're a mom now, and even if you were not a mom before, I feel like you know what it is, Yes, we're all trying to make it here on YouTube, pay our bills, blah, blah, blah. But we don't need to laugh. Anyway, edit faceless out, keep listening to the video, and voila, enjoy. Keep listening to the video. Well, enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy the rest of the video. Brat Cooper. Yeah, I didn't know that I could actually say this, but I'm disappointed in her. She has started becoming Brat Cooper, complain plus complain plus complain plus complain. She's popping up everywhere, and it's starting to annoy the hell out of me. Because clearly, this is actually how, I hate that term, white privilege, but oh my God, if we had to redefine it in 2025, she would be the picture to the definition of a white privilege. Let me explain. And before I do that, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's well, fine, happy, safe, and getting their benefits back if you were one of those people, getting paid if you were one of these people. The government has reopened, and today is November 13th, 2025. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell me what you think in the comment section once you finish watching this. Let's go. So, yesterday, I was watching a video from the Majority Report, and they had Hassan Abi, this is I think how we pronounce his name, sitting there, and they made a little part on Brat Cooper, where she was literally talking about these people. So I'm going to have timestamp because I want to talk about multiple things that she has been doing in the last 2 weeks, and it's just crazy. Let me actually start by this. Some people and it's not a white thing, a black thing, or anything. They have money. Sitting behind a desk, putting your camera up, talking and criticizing the world while you're not really doing anything to change the world is not a job. I know that, people get paid by YouTube, people get paid by sponsors, people get paid to go out there and talk, but some people are doing in this world. Some people are welding, people in the army, people who are in construction, people who even go at work at McDonald's, Wendy's, and all these things. There are literally people who get up every day. Janitors, please, let me actually not forget these people. Teachers, thank you for you. Thank you, you guys, thank you. They get up every day. They go to work. They try their best to make sure that people are served, people are fine, people are receiving the services, the public services that we have, not the ones who were paid while the government was shut down, aka Trump and his crew. And even, on the Democratic side, people, the representative, they were still getting their checks. That is actually a problem. I think that next time the government shut down, nobody should actually be getting paid, including those people. So, they will try to work and they will feel what people feel, because that is not okay, by the way. But apparently, our dear friend, Brat Cooper, believes that you should get a job, spitting all the BS that she's just, sitting at her house and talking about. And I want to say before I continue this, I don't want to say liked, I want to say I like Brat Cooper. I think she left the Daily Wire, because she felt that, it was too much. And although last week she was telling Ted Cruz, if you like it so much there, talking about, that country over there, where they're committing, the G thing. If you like it over there, you should go. Well, she should have told that to Ben Shapiro. She should have told that. Actually, when I heard it, before I knew she was talking about Ted Cruz, I actually thought she was talking about Ben Shapiro. But no, she was talking about Ted Cruz because she's still under the spell of Ben Shapiro. We'll come back on that. But anyway, she decided to go for people who are on food stamps. I am not going to say that it is not true that some people are abusing of the system. They could work, they choose to not work, they choose to have those stamps, and they live a great life. Not a good life, a great life. They buy themselves those designer clothes, they buy themselves they don't work, they eat very well, they're not starving, nothing of the sort, plus they're not working. But these people are not as many as people who literally have jobs, are underpaid to the point that they still need help from the government.
Okay, y'all, I just ran to the store to get, I got 5 items, just enough to complete the meals that I'm going to make at home. And one of the meals that I'm going to make at home this week to take to work, and so that Kian has stuff at home to make for lunches, I'm making tuna fish salad. And I bought these, just run-of-the-mill store brand crackers. I had a couple of dollars left on my SNAP card, which I don't get very much SNAP to begin with. They're phasing me off the program, which is fine. Let me tell you, when I'm telling you that changes to SNAP have already started, they've already started. I've bought this before on SNAP multiple times, but let me tell you, today it was ineligible. It was ineligible for SNAP. So these inexpensive items that people rely on just to keep food in the house, or lunches for your kids, or lunches for you to take to work, they're going to stop you from doing it.
Imagine going to a job. Imagine going to a job, working not 9 to 5, maybe longer than that, and still need help. It just means one thing. They're not paying you well, and you don't have a choice. Maybe you didn't finish high school. Maybe you didn't even get to go to university. Maybe you went to university, but because we have lost 1 million jobs, you still have to take that janitor job, or you're looking for a job for years. I see people here on YouTube every day showing records of them searching for work. and not landing anything because there is literally no work. And they don't want to be like sitting behind a camera and dissing other human beings. It is what it is. And that is what it is, Brat Cooper. This is what it is. A lot of people, unfortunately, cannot afford life. But this is what she does. I am looking at her video and I will put some I'll just like copy something so you will see. The first person she was complaining about, apparently a black person. And apparently some of those videos are AI. She doesn't care if it's AI. If she's pushing this out there for you to just have a certain sort of narrative, and before somebody comes and tell me she's not racist because, Amir Odom is her best friend, blah, blah, blah. I didn't say she was, but even Amir Odom have this thing about like dissing black people. So again, sometimes black people are wrong, but sometimes white people are wrong. And unfortunately, when we talk about black people, we talk about black people like everybody one shot. When we talk about white people, for them, it's like, oh, well, not every one of us are like Winston. Not every one of us are like, that name that of, bestie of Orange Man that I'm not going to say because YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Nah. The second person she showed, a black chick who was like, I stole this and I stole this and I stole that. Then another one who apparently said that she has like 7 baby daddies or something like that. Another black woman. The only white guy was like a guy who was like, we're not stealing, and he looked weird. Another black person. Then there was a woman, they have this specific white woman when they gotta show them fat, colored hair, look and speak a bit weird. Those are the kind of people they want to always say, oh, these people are weird. And she did her video and did her video and did her video. But those people who depends on, some of them are crazy. Please don't go steal in a store. First off, I don't know why some of you do not like freedom. I understand that if you can't eat and you can't find a job, but go to a food bank. Don't go stealing in a shop. It's crazy. There are food banks out there. We saw many people from the army standing in queue. This is the part that I think is crazy, that she doesn't even acknowledge standing, queuing in their military uniform, in their army uniform to get food. Is that right, Brat Cooper? Or should I say Brat Cooper? Is that fair to say this? Because we all saw it. And it broke my heart. I am not military. I am lucky to have a job. But I can feel for people. I thought that is what Christian people were supposed to do, feel for people. But apparently the Christianity that comes from the Republican is just like, as long as you're white and Christian, we'll just like you. But when God said, love your neighbors, he was not talking about you kind of people. He wasn't. The second thing she did, and I don't want to make another video about her, so I'll just continue this. She because when I clicked, I didn't want it to go back on the Majority Report video. I just wanted to listen to the video myself and see all the video before I commented. She recently did a video on Tyler Oliveira. For people who don't know, Tyler Oliveira is an a-hole. He's the kind of people, if I can put him in a box with certain people that I don't like here on YouTube, I'll put him in a box with Neon. I'll put him in a box with Jack Dorsey, Sneakers sometimes when he's crazy, Myron, the Moron, Gaines, Fadul, because his real name is Fadul. He can decide that he wants to be white. He's still going to be a Sudanese. I am African born. I love Africa. But there is this thing about this guy, Tyler Rivera. So Tyler Rivera goes around the globe. He went to France and to Germany and decided that, ooh, look at all these black Africans stealing and begging from people. I mean, they left their countries, they're like criminals and all around Europe, and they're flooding Europe. When black people centuries and centuries ago were just chilling in Africa, we didn't call nobody to go and kidnap people and make them, this thing, and bring them around the globe and make them work for free. So now they're allowed to go everywhere they want. Again, I don't like illegal immigration. I keep telling that to people. I've never gone anywhere without a visa or whatever, my paperwork. Don't do it. We have to stay clean. Work hard, try to find work, get your money, and travel if you want to travel. You don't need to go to Europe all the time. I've been to Europe a couple of times. Like my mom, on my dad's side, I'm African. On my mom's side, I am. So again, but don't do illegal things if you can. But some people do illegal things because, again, their countries are ruled by the Western society. America, every single country of the L'Union Européenne, the European Union, all these countries. Because, by the way, Africa is still being very, very badly used. I don't want to use that word again because YouTube has a saying, by European countries. All the wars are pretty much founded so they can just steal all the minerals on those soils. That's the truth. If you want to learn something, learn something. Stella Rivera decided to go to India. Apparently, there's a festival where they first, if you don't know India, India is a country where they see cows as God. And I've been to India. And you know, when you don't know something and you understand it, you can actually understand somebody's perspective when you talk to them. So when I went to India, one of the times that I went to India, I had a talk with people there to try to understand how. And for them, the cow is important because cow help them to, in their farming. So labor, all the labor in the farm, they get help from that. Then they get the milk from the cows. They get a lot of things from the cows. So they take a cow seriously. They don't eat cow's meat in India most of the time. Apparently you can find it here and there, and if you're like a foreigner, like some of us, you go to specific places, but most people, including people who are not even Indies, don't eat cows. And they don't even like having that discussion because somebody was really pissed at me, thought that I was trying to be Tyler Rivera, and I was like, no, I just want to understand, there must be a reason where you are the only country on the planet who decided that, cow is that important. They even bury their cows sometimes. So he goes there to what is now called a poop documentary. Apparently they throw cow poop on themselves and, some. And obviously, he always make these videos to get I call them rage bait, insulting, kind of just belittling people from developing countries kind of reaction. This is who he is. And he's a bad person. He actually went for a very, very great channel here on YouTube. Somebody who actually tried to help people, like White Pages or something like that. I'll put a link here, you can watch. So he goes there. And again, so if you hear this, if you've been listening, you know that they probably do this because, they get something from it. Again, I was born and raised in Africa. Cow poo is very important also in Africa. They use it, even mix it with soil, build houses with it, blah, blah, blah. You'll find that with the Maasai people. South Africa does it. All countries. I actually want to believe that a lot of countries actually use cow poop to do a lot of things. It's also used in manure, farming, so many things. So, again, as Indians, I think I can understand why they're doing this. So he goes there, does this, and obviously to show that, always this, we are better than you. How can you just throw each other poop and, oh my God, you're savages. This is what we are all intelligent people. This is what he wanted to portray. And obviously she came and she was like, oh my God, now they're complaining because, they told white people to actually go around the world and learn something. And when the white person is showing something, and why are you not showing the great places in India? Because even that, I don't mind him showing that. But when the narrative is to actually believe, because the aim of a lot of people is not to learn. It's not for the world to become a better place. It's to these people. To look at an Indian and be like, oh, South Indian people are they're so nasty. They hate it when Indian people are the best coders and very good at info, in IT and all those things. They just hate it. They hate the fact that they even need them at Google and stuff. Then they look at Chinese people, the communists. Oh my God, my God, my God, oh my God. We were always told that socialism and communism is actually very bad. And yet, they grew their country out of nothing over 30 years. While people in America are not eating. And Brat Cooper, think about all these people. The 1 million jobs that actually got lost because of so many things that so many decisions that Trump took. The tariffs. We all know that tariffs are paid by Americans. Also think, a lot of people actually do have jobs. 1, 2, 3 jobs. And yet with all that, those people, some of them still need SNAP. It says a lot. How is it that you're supposedly in the best country on the planet, but you need more than one job? And when you have that job, you still need benefits because what? Maybe because you're underpaid? That would be my opinion about this. People like you should have a heart. You're lucky you can speak every day on the internet. It doesn't take a lot of, energy. Don't go out there and, annoy the woman. That's not what we do on this channel. But this is a moment that we all have to think about what is going on and have a human point of view of things, because this is not normal. I was watching a video from a brother this morning, hawkpodcasts, that guy, this incredible man. And it was like, it has taken a toll. Because usually when you come to YouTube, even if you're just doing reaction, it's like you're always making fun of somebody. And yes, sometimes the person deserves it, but most of the time, some of these people that we're talking about today that are just sitting and crying and not doing YouTube, they're just trying to get by, to feed their kids, to pay their medical bills. It's not a funny situation. It's not funny situations. And it's heartbreaking. And it takes a toll to even talk about this day in, day out. It is sad. It gets emotional to talk about these things. Don't go mess around with anybody's life. Thank you.